Follow Tartuccio's trail. We have to heal.
Yes, I'm still here.
Is this the one that heals? Heal living. This. That didn't do anything. Let's feel your allies victorious so you can more. I remember he can heal. I think this is the healing. No? Damn it. Let me just upgrade him. Let's continue to be a cleric. Maybe fix something here? No. We'll give him religion, lore. No, I'm not going for a slash. I'll just up what he's good at. That's it. He's slow. Very slow. Wait. Oh. Nothing to choose. I'm gonna wait. Give him mobility just to remove that negative. Didn't do much, but yeah. What is his spell? This is not the heal. Challenge and puzzle family because first heal all living creatures in 30-foot radius when clearing the amount of damage heal is equal to the one. This is the heal spell. But it didn't do anything.
We should move.
This is not good.
What troubles you?
What troubles me is that we're about to die.
Onwards.
Oh, let me loot this food. Somebody? Anybody?
Here.
Please? Oh. Nuts. Ingredient. What is this? It seems from afar to be but cracks in stone, but it turns out to be a faded image of the sun. A grinning jackal's skull has recently been scratched on top of the image. Okay. One closer inspection, one can discern the outlines of the head with a single eye. Judging by the outlines of this bas relief, once this depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. The image carved in the stone has almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull, with a single eye socket covered with a coin. Okay. Let's.
No stopping now.
Longsword. Scroll of Bless. What is this? Scorched fragment of a necklace. This item bears a trace of lost power. It seems you found a shard of destroyed artifact. If you found all the fragments, an artisan with enough skill could restore it for you. Okay, this is good. This is actually good. Chocolate, a cooking ingredient. Just eat it, you don't need to cook it. Unless you can make a good cake. Silver embroidered purse. Okay. Touch. Here's what.
It is done.
What's that? This requires your attention.
Let's save. What is this? Whoa. Let's see what's this. Ancient Cyclops coin. Oh, that's what this skulls with one eye socket meant. Okay, a momentum of times long past, a well-rounded antiquities collector might pay handsomely for it. Huh. So certain merchants would pay for certain items, I think. It didn't say just a merchant would pay well for it. I'm gonna keep it.
March on.
Let's see what this holds. A bas relief of the sun, long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it.
My search was not in
No
vain.
stopping now.
Someone tries to disarm it. Please don't die. Lindsay.
It's just not.
I
I
will give
require healing.
Oh my god, we almost died. What's this? Artificial flower. A valuable luxury item, okay. Silver inkwell. Silver bell. And coin. Okay. Really like
Adventures call to them.
why aren't we healed? Huh. This was heal living. This is supposed to heal our channel positive energy, because the burst that heals all living creatures in 30-foot radius. Centered on cleric, the amount of damage healed is equal to 1d6 points of damage plus 1d6 points for every 2 clerics. So is he failing like or something? This is my last one, but I'm gonna try it. What's this? Damage undead. Okay. Oh, now they heal. But now I'm out. This is
Onwards.
harder than I expected. We are really short on healing. So I'm gonna give Valerie a couple of potions. Adrian too.
Don't hesitate.
Heal, please. It's not doing anything, but I'm not.
Adventures await.
We should have stocked a lot of healing potions at the trading post, really, because this is not going well. We haven't even fought Tartuccio yet. 3 mercenaries did this to us. Oh, how sweet, the first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stuffiness of that tomb. Before us stretches an unended heath, replete with hills and gullies, and patches of low shrubs. Already the trial of Tartuccio and his companions had gone cold, so they managed to escape. But I got one companion, which is good. But we would not give up so easily, whether the trail went cold or not. It was one we had to follow. To tell the truth, we had more important things. Oh, we're following him. Successful check. No blade of grass was bent. It must have had enough time to straighten back up, since whoever last passed there through. But the heath's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Oh, our eyes to the ground, we followed the trail. We walked and walked until finally we came to a huge gully, the dried up bed of a river of yore. But what is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down, and the soil trampled up. The claw prints, lots of them, which stumbled upon a fresh battlefield. And here the trail splits. One set of footprints walking away from the battle and down into the gully. The brave footprints that faced down their enemies followed the path along its edge. We try to imagine who or what left those claws marked. Detect magic. We try to find traces of magic in the surroundings. We carefully study the trail. Can we succeed this lore check? Yes. And here the trail splits. One set of footprints walked away from the battle and down into the gully. The brave footprints that faced down the enemies followed the path along its edge. The claw marks were not deep. The attackers were small and lean, and more these creatures walked on 2 legs. Finally, the form of the prince left no doubt in our minds. We stumbled on cobblestones. Oh, can we find the moon something? What did he want? Radish or something? What's his name? The dude in Oleg's trading post. Okay. Detect magic. I don't think we have anyone that have that skill. We're trying to find traces of magic in the surroundings. And here's the trail. Okay. We discovered traces of a spell, apparently from the illusion school of magic, near where The lonely trail descended into the gully. That's Tartuccio's trail. He's the coward that absolutely left and ran. That's exactly like him. And this is Jethal, I think. We stood a while in thought, then followed the single set of footprints down to the gully. This is Tartuccio. He went to hide. After idling in thought, we decided to follow the bigger trail along the path beside the gully. We know that Tartuccio went down. And here the trails were. Okay. To our surprise, we discovered that the little shoe's print turned into a little flawed footprint. On their way to the gully, it was as if someone from Tartuccio's band was wearing shoes and then either took them off and drew claws, then jumped into the gully to avoid the battle. What the hell? Let's try this one. Can I just try all of them? We examined the path that snaked along the gully. The path was frequently used. In its dust, we saw both sets of footprints together. It was clear that those who had no claws left the battle surrounded by those that did. Okay. So can I just use all the... We stood a while in thought, then followed the single set of footprints down into the gully. Okay. The way down was steep and it took some time to reach the bottom. Walking in the loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footprints were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill, deeper and deeper. Finally, the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal's agility and clever claws of the creature we were following. The slope before us was as tall as two tall men, and ended at Henning crest. Climbing such a slope would be not easier than climbing a sheer wall. However, a long, steady root stuck out the ground from the top. A long, steady-looking root stuck out the ground from the top. Okay. Mobility. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try his luck and climb the root. Who can do that? Either Hedrin or Emiri, I think. She can do that. Go for it. Yes. After tugging on the root, Lindsay took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult ascent. Pushing with her feet against the slope and grabbing the root with both her hands, she climbed higher and higher. Only her heavy breathing and the faint cracking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured down from the top of the slope and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping her wits, Lindsay shifted her weight to her legs and froze. After a tense moment, she continued her journey and soon had reached the top of the slope. After catching her breath, she lay on the ground and offers her hand to help the next of us up. After climbing out of the gully one by one, we easily found the clawed footprints again and moved forward. Air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intention proved correct. I thought I was following Tartuccio,